Wow, it's gotten darker quicker. It's only 4 o'clock, but yeah, the light is definitely changed a lot. It's 4 o'clock and I'm still in bed. Yes, I have been in bed all day. But anyway, I went to the jacuzzi yesterday and I was just thinking about how awful my life is, and then I was just thinking how I'd love to. I like fantasizing about the idea of just everything being, how I'd want it to be fixed. I don't think you can fix my life. My life is that bad. I don't think it would be easy to fix. But I would like a nice house, like a doll's house, where I can just with a big wall all the way around it, so I can like not invite anyone into the house, so I can just be by myself and just live in a house all by myself and just perhaps have people bring me food, and that's about it. I like a variety of different takeaway meals and a nice big house that's all has the bills paid for, and that's what I would like. Just a big, with maybe a diary room where I can communicate with the outside world, but other than that, I hate humans. I really hate humans. I don't know why people are ignoring me. I don't know why I'm still saying the same things over and over again, and yet I don't feel like any changes actually being made. There are some changes and stuff, but I feel like the governments are just still not aware of anything, and I don't understand it. Why would assisted suicide not be made legal? Why have I had to talk about it for 11 years and it's still to not be taken seriously or even considered? So it's almost like a lot of people are just thinking, well, I'm not old yet, so I don't care. And they're just allowing more and more people to suffer over and over again. And I feel like it's just a big scam to try and make as much money out of old people's homes as you possibly can. Old people's homes don't want to lose the 40 grand a year that they're getting from all these, looking after all these old people with dementia who aren't able to enjoy their life because they don't even know who they are. I feel like there's just such a big money scam when it comes to people dying slowly, that I don't feel like laws would want to change things. Even though there's obviously a housing shortage, even though there's tons and tons of people that are homeless, keeping old people alive to suck up all the national insurance, health care. And having hip surgery, £40,000 hip surgeries, even though there's a high chance that they might die in like a year or two. I feel like there's just so many people that are just thinking incorrectly. And anyway, I didn't mean to talk about this, but I was thinking about how I'd like to just have a nice big house and then just cut myself off from the human species. I feel like the human species are far too different to me. They will never understand me, and suffering is going to continue because they aren't able to understand me. They aren't able to understand that things like this, like assisted suicide, isn't wrong. They aren't able to understand it because they're just thinking of what happens if I'm wrong, and their ability to believe me is just so small that I can't help them because they don't believe me, and I feel so cut off. But anyway, that's a nice thought, being in a nice house where I can just cut myself off and just live how I want to live, but have someone else pay all the bills. But yeah, I was thinking about Paris Hilton and her amazing life, and then I kind of got a vision of her. It looked like her. The Chosen series, there's like sort of 2,000 years ago, there was like these little huts in like a sort of village state thing. Well, I saw it looked like Paris Hilton in some sort of biblical bakery with a big bowl stirring and just stirring dough. And I don't know if this is the truth, but I had a vision, and I thought she would want to know if she was to ask me what I think her past life was. I think this vision that I had was what her past life was, just being a baker's daughter, which is a very standard, normal thing. She would have had 10 lives, so this would have just been 1 out of 10. But I think she was a very smart and good person, and I think for that to happen 2,000 years ago, it probably means that the majority of her 10 lives would have been before 2000, would have been in the BC range, because she looks quite intelligent and evolved in this vision. But yeah, her father was just a bakery, and she had a bed of her own, and I think even though she had nothing, she was just very grateful to have a bed, because there was a lot of kids in the village that didn't have a bed, and I think she might have had brothers and sisters also who had a lot of friends, because there seemed to be a lot of kids in this around her in this vision. But she was just, you know, just spent her whole life being a bakery, and I feel like just that vision is sort of a good comfort, because if a lot of people are in this situation, you know, they don't have an amazing life, they don't have, you know, riches or wealth, but they just have like basics, and then you can kind of look at Paris Hilton and the amazing life that she has, and just everything that she has is something you can be jealous of. But I feel like that vision is kind of important, because I feel like it states that once she didn't have all this, once she would have just had, you know, just been a daughter of a baker, which I don't think it was a bad life. I don't think it was a good life either, but everyone didn't have good lives back then, but except for the very rich, which would have been the very few. But yes, everyone starts off having a kind of normal shitty life, you know. That girl Angel who fell out of a car and now is paralyzed, you know, she didn't have fame or anything like Superman did, but yeah, she too has had a sort of fairly normal life, and whatever happens, whatever her choice is, whether it be to stay and perhaps heal, like my hamster managed to somehow heal, I don't know. I wouldn't want to advise on what she should do. She should have to make the decision herself. But you know, if she had a normal life now, a lot of people do, and things can change in the future. So I just want to say that.